The sky above the dead moon was burning. Bright orange clouds stretched across the black sky. Wreckage floated in low gravity, slowly spinning, still hot from the battle. Metal groaned as shattered ships drifted in silence. Lieutenant Sam Carter opened his eyes. Pain hit him first. Then, the cold. He was lying against a broken wall, inside what was left of his dropship. Blood ran down his forehead. His helmet was cracked, visor foggy. He tried to sit up, but his body screamed in protest. He looked around. The ship was torn open. Flames hissed against the walls. Sparks dropped from a broken console. Smoke filled the air, thick and bitter. He remembered the attack. The fleet had jumped out of nowhere. A surprise strike. His squad had no time to fight back. They had been carrying supplies, not weapons now. The others were gone. Sam was alone, or so he thought. A soft sound made him turn. A low hum, followed by a sharp hiss. It wasn't human. His hand reached for his sidearm, but it wasn't there. It had been torn from his belt during the crash. He pushed himself up and followed the sound. There, half buried under a broken panel, lay something strange. Not strange. Alive. It was Azhe, Ronnie, an alien, female, about 6 feet tall, silver skin, with dark blue lines running down her face and neck. Her armor was cracked across the chest. Her breathing was shallow, but steady. Sam froze. The Jirani had attacked his ship, killed his friends, and yet, here she was, wounded, unconscious, dying. He didn't know what to do. Walk away, finish her, or help her. Then he saw it. Her chestplate was sparking. Energy flickered under it like a heartbeat. The metal around her was glowing faintly. He stepped closer, unsure. Carefully, he knelt beside her and reached toward the damaged armor. That's when it happened. Her eyes opened, sharp, silver, watching. She didn't move, didn't raise a hand or try to stop him. She just whispered one word. Careful. The voice was soft. Not a command. A warning. Sam froze in place. His fingers hovered inches above her chestplate. Her voice came again, low, strained. If you touch it wrong, we both die. He pulled his hand back, confused. What do you mean? He asked. The Jirani's head turned slightly. My core is exposed. The seal is cracked. Your touch might trigger a chain reaction. Sam looked down. The glowing area under her chestplate. It wasn't just armor. It was something alive. A power source. Or something close to it. He had seen diagrams. In briefings, the Jirani used living tech. Energy that bonded to their nervous system. If damaged, it could explode. Or worse. Why is it linked to me? Sam asked, confused. She blinked slowly. We collided during the crash. My core scanned you, linked to your biosignature. If I die, it thinks you die too. He stared at her. So, we're connected now. She nodded once, until it's repaired. Sam sat back on his heels. This was insane. One moment, he was flying with his squad. The next, he was stuck in a wrecked ship, bonded to an enemy alien through some kind of living energy core, and she was warning him, trying to protect him. Why? He looked at her again. There was pain in her face, but also something else. Fear. She wasn't just afraid of dying. She was afraid for him. Sam shook his head. All right, he said quietly. Let me help. She didn't argue. He reached into a nearby medkit and pulled out a stabilizer clamp. Then, slowly, gently, he leaned forward and adjusted a loose wire. Across her chestplate, the light flickered dot. The alien gasped. Hold still, Sam said, focused. I've done this with human cores. It's not the same, but it's close. Her breathing quickened. Sweat formed along her brow. He applied the clamp. There was a soft click. The light under the armor pulsed once, then settled. She relaxed. Her body stopped shaking, Sam let out a breath he didn't realize he was holding. It's stable, for now. The alien woman opened her eyes fully this time. They were softer now, less guarded. You're not what I expected, she said. Sam gave a small shrug. Same here. He sat down beside her, his back against the wall. The fire nearby was dying, but the cold was returning. She spoke again. My name is Riven. Sam looked at her. Sam Carter, Lieutenant, Earth Fleet. They sat in silence for a moment. Around them, the metal creaked. The distant sound of shifting wreckage echoed through the hull. Riven broke the silence. There will be more attacks. My people may return. Sam nodded. Yours aren't the only ones. Mine will come looking too. But not for me, Riven said softly. They don't know I'm still alive. Sam turned to her. Why did you warn me? He asked. Why not let the core overload? Why save me? Riven didn't answer right away. Then, quietly, she said, because once, someone spared me. A human. Sam stared at her. What do you mean? Riven looked away. I thought humans were all killers. But she, your kind heart, confused me then. Now I understand. Not all enemies are evil. Her voice trembled slightly. Maybe. Not all monsters stay monsters forever. Sam didn't reply, but in his chest, something shifted. This wasn't just survival anymore. It was something more. The silence after the crash was starting to feel heavy. Sam sat beside the alien woman, Riven, inside the broken shell of the dropship. The fire had gone out. Only faint red lights blinked from damaged systems. Cold air pressed in from the cracked walls. Riven's breathing was slow, but steady now. Her core was still glowing softly under her cracked chestplate, held together by Sam's quick fix. But it wasn't a permanent solution. Just enough to keep her alive for now. Sam stood up and moved toward a broken console. He tapped the panel. No signal. The radio was dead. He glanced at Riven. We're cut off. No way to call for help, he said. Riven looked at the broken wall across from them. There may be a way, but not from here. Sam frowned. What do you mean? She turned her head slightly, wincing at the movement. There's a Jirani outpost, hidden underground, about 1 kilometer west from here. Sam folded his arms. An enemy base. Not anymore, she said. It was shut down after the First War, abandoned. But some systems may still work. Communication, medical pods, maybe even a power source that can repair my core. Sam hesitated. You want me to carry you into an enemy base? Riven's voice was calm. It's the only way either of us survives. Remember, our vitals are linked. If I die, so do you. Sam didn't answer right away. His instincts told him not to trust her. She was Jirani. Her people had killed humans for decades. But something in her voice, soft, tired, and honest, held him still. She wasn't lying. She had no reason to. And deep down, Sam felt something even stranger. He didn't want her to die, not just because of the core, but because she had saved him too. He finally nodded. All right, let's move. He helped her to her feet. She winced, leaning against his shoulder. Her legs were weak, but she pushed forward without complaining. The two of them stepped out into the gray-blue wasteland of the moon. Ash floated through the air like snow. Burnt metal and shattered glass littered the ground. Broken bodies lay, scattered, both human and Jirani. Sam looked away. Riven did not. She stared at the remains. Her eyes didn't blink. We shouldn't have come here, she said quietly. Neither of us. Sam guided her down a slope. I didn't get a choice. Orders came from command. Riven's expression was unreadable. Same for me. We were never enemies by choice. They walked in silence for a few minutes. The wind howling across the open crater. The gravity was low. Every step felt like walking through water. Eventually, they reached a flat area. Sam saw a strange line in the dirt. A seam. Riven pointed to it. The entrance is below, hidden by biometal. Sam knelt, and brushed away the dust. The ground was not rock. It was warm, soft, like a breathing surface. He placed his hand on it, and the surface pulsed beneath his palm. A circle of metal opened slowly, revealing a dark tunnel below. Sam looked at her. "You sure this is safe?" Riven nodded once. "As safe as anything else." They descended. The tunnel was narrow and dim. Blue lights lit up as they walked, sensing Riven's presence. The walls shimmered with organic patterns, like veins glowing under skin. Sam felt uneasy. "This place is alive," he whispered. "It's part machine, part organic," Riven replied. "Built during the first experiments, before your people even knew we existed." They reached a larger chamber. It was wide and empty, silent except for a quiet hum that came from deep within the walls. Sam stepped forward. He noticed old markings or symbols burned into the walls. But something else caught his eye. On the floor, half buried in dust, was a small metal tag. He picked it up. It was a human dog tag. Sam wiped it clean with his thumb. His eyes widened. The name was familiar. M. Carter. His sister. He turned to Riven. This was hers. Riven looked at it. She was quiet for a long time. Finally, she spoke. "I know." Sam's chest tightened. "You knew her?" Riven nodded slowly. "During the last war, your sister captured me. I was injured, barely alive. I thought she would kill me, but she didn't," Sam said. "No," Riven replied. "She bandaged my wounds, fed me, and then let me go." Sam felt his hands shake. "She never told anyone," he whispered. "She couldn't," Riven said. "She knew what it meant. She would have been branded a traitor." Sam stared at the dog tag. "She died not long after that. We never recovered her body." Riven looked away. "She died protecting others, not fighting, defending." Her voice broke slightly. "She saved me. And because of that, I left the war. I deserted. I couldn't be part of it anymore." Sam looked at her. He saw the truth in her face. Pain, regret, memory. "You were there when she died," he said, double quotes. "Yes. Why didn't you help her?" Riven's voice dropped to a whisper. "I was afraid. I ran. I've hated myself ever since." Sam didn't speak. The silence between them felt heavy again, but this time it wasn't cold. It was shared. Riven touched her chest. The light from the core flickered. "It's getting worse," she said. "I can't hold it much longer." Sam steadied her. "We'll find the power source. Whatever we need, we'll fix it." She looked at him. "Even after knowing who I am?" He nodded. "You were her last act of kindness. That's enough for me." She didn't answer. But in her eyes, something changed. Hope. The tunnel walls moved. Not fast, not violently, but slowly, almost like breathing. Sam paused. He touched the wall beside him. It was warm, soft, not like metal, not like stone. It pulsed under his hand, like something alive. "This place is wrong," he whispered. Riven stood behind him, leaning on the curved wall for support. Her armor core still glowed, but the light was dimmer now, flickering, unstable. "It's not wrong," she said softly. "It's old and alive. This was once a Jurani research lab, built deep under the surface so humans would never find it." Sam looked around. The tunnel was long, round, and covered in soft blue light veins that stretched like blood vessels across the ceiling. There were no sharp edges. Every wall curved smoothly, like inside a living creature. "It feels like a stomach," he muttered. Riven gave a weak smile. "That's the outer shell. It's meant to absorb and store energy. It's dormant now, but back then, this whole place was alive." Sam moved forward. The tunnel curved left, and then opened into a larger chamber. It was empty. The walls were covered in strange panels. Some were open, showing old organic wiring. Others were sealed, but pulsing softly. In the center of the room was a large table. Its surface was covered in clear tubes and strange symbols. Some of them were written in English, some in Jirani, and some in both. Sam stepped closer. "What is this place really?" he asked. Riven stood beside him now. Her steps were slow, but steady. This was where they first tried to merge Jirani in human biology. During the First War, both sides wanted an advantage. Some believed that combining our strengths could create perfect soldiers. Sam frowned. Hybrids. Riven nodded. They used prisoners, volunteers, anyone they could take from the battlefield. Most died. Some lived, for a while. She pointed to the table. "I was born here." Sam looked at her. "You mean, raised here?" "No," she said, quietly. "Born. Created. I was experiment 17, the first to survive longer than a month." Sam stepped back. He looked at her differently now. "You're not fully Jirani." She shook her head. "I was built using both. Human tissue, Jirani DNA. My core is Jirani tech, but my blood is not just theirs." Sam stared at her. It made sense now. Her voice, her kindness, the way she had looked at his sister's dog tag. There was something human in her, and that something had saved him. He turned away, unsure what to say. Then he noticed something strange on the wall. A screen. It flickered to life as he approached. A face appeared on it. A woman. Human. Sam's single quotes as heart stopped. It was his sister. She was younger in this image, maybe 23, wearing Earthfleet armor, her name tag shining. M. Carter. She was speaking. The screen had no sound, but her lips moved clearly. Sam read them. "If you're watching this, I couldn't save them all, but I saved her. You know who." Riven gasped beside him. "I remember this." She recorded it before the lab collapsed. Sam watched the rest of the message. His sister looked tired, but not afraid. She held something in her hand, a vial, glowing blue. "She gave me that vial," Riven said. "It was a healing serum. She told me to run, and that one day, I'd need to come back here, with help." Sam looked at the screen. It faded to black, silence. Then the walls began to vibrate. Lights above them shifted from blue to red. "What's happening?" Sam asked. Riven's face tensed. "The system just scanned us. It recognized your DNA, and hers, you mean. Your? Her blood. That unlocked the system." A part of the wall opened, slowly, like a mouth revealing teeth. Inside was a narrow passage, darker than the rest. Riven's core pulsed harder now. She stumbled. Sam caught her. "You need rest," he said. "No," she whispered. "The next chamber has a power node. It might stabilize me." He nodded and helped her forward. They moved into the new passage. It was tighter, darker. The walls didn't glow like before. Only the faint light from Riven's armor guided them. Then they reached it. A small room. In the center was a platform. On top of it, a glowing node like a heart floating in air. It pulsed in rhythm, strong, alive. Riven stepped forward, weak but determined. Sam supported her. She touched the platform. The node responded. Light wrapped around her core, gentle and warm. Her armor stopped flickering. The energy balanced. She sighed and dropped to her knees. Sam knelt beside her. "Are you okay?" She nodded, eyes closed. "For now, yes. The core is stable, but it's not permanent. We'll need more." Sam looked around. Then something caught his eye. A wall panel. He walked to it and opened it. Inside, stacked neatly, were storage devices, each marked with a symbol. One of them had the Earthfleet logo. He picked it up. It was a black data drive, old but intact. He turned to Riven. "Your people stored human data." She nodded. "They used it to study your weaknesses. But your sister, SHE, hid files here. Files meant for you." Sam stared at the drive. "What kind of files?" Riven stood slowly. "Answers. About what she did. Why she was really here. He held the drive tightly. For a moment, he forgot about the war, about the danger, even about the bond between their lives. He thought only of his sister, of her voice, her courage, and the truth she left behind. Sam stared at the black data drive in his hand. It felt heavier than it should. Not because of its size, but because of what it might contain. His sister had hidden this, not from the enemy, but from everyone, including him. He sat down near one of the curved walls and connected the drive to a small port on his wrist console. The screen flickered, then lit up. A folder appeared. For Samuel Carter. If you ever find this, I'm sorry. Riven stood beside him, silent. Her armored core was glowing steady now, held stable by the power node behind her, but her expression wasn't calm. It was tense. Sam tapped the screen. The first message began. His sister appeared again, not in uniform this time. She wore plain, black clothing, her hair tied back. She looked tired. Her voice was clear. Sam, if you're watching this, it means you survived. And I didn't. That's okay. I made peace with it. But you deserve to know the truth. Sam leaned forward. Every part of him listened. The war wasn't what we thought. It wasn't about territory. It was about fear. Both sides were scared of each other. We attacked because we thought they'd attack first. And they did the same. But I found something here. Someone. Her name was Riven. Riven flinched slightly at her own name. She wasn't like the others. She wasn't filled with hate. She was scared too, and when I looked at her, I didn't see an alien. I saw someone like me, someone trying to survive. I broke every rule to help her. I disobeyed orders, lied to command. I knew they'd never forgive me, but I had to, because I believed she was the start of something new. The message ended. Silence filled the room. Sam lowered the screen. He didn't know what to say. He looked up at Riven. She risked everything for you. Riven nodded slowly, and I ran away like a coward. No, Sam said. You're still here. You didn't forget her. That means something. Riven turned away. Her voice was soft. I think about her every day. Her words, her eyes, the way she trusted me even when I didn't deserve it. Sam stood beside her. You were both victims of a war someone else started. She looked at him, her voice shaking. I thought I could forget, that if I stayed away, I could live in peace. But now, I know. That peace doesn't come from running. It comes from facing the truth. Sam nodded, and maybe that's why we're both here now. Suddenly, the ground beneath them trembled. A soft rumble echoed through the breathing tunnels. The lights overhead flickered from blue to orange. Sam looked up. What was that? Riven stepped toward a wall panel and placed her hand on it. A holographic map appeared. It showed the tunnels, the lab, and something else. Movement coming fast. Jirani. Signals, Riven said, eyes narrowing. But different. Not standard troops. Different how? She hesitated. They're hybrids. Not like me. Failed ones. The old ones from the vault below. Sam stared at her. You mean the ones created in those experiments? Riven nodded. They were locked away. Thought to be dead. But something must have woken them. The lights flickered again. Sam drew in a breath. Can they track us? She didn't answer. Then the screen changed again. A new dot appeared. Human. A signal. Sam's eyes widened. That's Earth Fleet. It's a drone beacon. Riven turned. How close? Maybe 5 kilometers east, he said. They must have picked up the wreckage. We need to get to it, she said quickly. If they extract you, they'll call for reinforcements. Sam frowned. They won't take you. If they see a Jirani, they'll shoot. Riven didn't speak. She already knew that. Another tremor shook the ground. Louder this time. Sam moved to the door. Let's go. They hurried back through the living tunnel. The lights above pulsed faster, like a heartbeat speeding up. The breathing walls grew tense. as if they sensed danger approaching. Riven staggered once, but Sam caught her arm. "Don't stop," he said. "I'm okay," she replied, but her voice betrayed her pain. They reached the surface. The sky above was darker now. Thick ash floated like snow, covering the battlefield in silence. In the distance, something moved shadows, tall and fast. Sam turned east. The signal from the human drone blinked faintly on his wrist. Then he heard a dot, a growl, dot deep, low, not natural. Behind them, they ran dot across the crater, over twisted wreckage and broken steel. The ground cracked beneath them with each step. Then something crashed down, just behind them, a shape, massive, twisted, one of the hybrids, not human, not CHE. Ronnie, it had arms too long, eyes too many, and a mouth that looked like it had forgotten what food was and remembered only pain. Sam aimed and fired his sidearm. The bullet slowed it, but didn't stop it. Riven charged forward, her core flaring with sudden energy. She slammed her hand into the ground, sending a shockwave through the soil. The creature stumbled. Sam pulled her back. "Keep moving." They climbed a hill of burnt debris. On the other side, the signal was stronger than they saw it. A drone, floating low, sending out a green extraction beacon. Sam raised his arms. The drone scanned him. "Lieutenant Sam Carter, confirmed," the AI said. "Extraction ready in 60 seconds. Riven stood beside him. The drone paused. "Unidentified alien presence detected. Threat level high. Engage." "No," Sam shouted. "She's not a threat." The drone hovered, confused. "Orders conflict with protocol." Sam stepped in front of Riven. "She's with me. She saved me." The drone was silent for a moment. Then its voice changed. "Override accepted. Extraction approved." Sam sighed in relief. Then a roar echoed behind them. The creature was back, and it wasn't alone. 3 more appeared, crawling over the ridge. Riven turned. "We make our stand here." Sam stepped beside her. "Let's show them what enemies who bled together can do." The creatures charged, and they fought, back to back, human and alien, not enemies anymore. The air was thick with smoke and silence. The last hybrid fell with a heavy thud. Its twisted body landed at Sam's feet, unmoving. Blue and black blood oozed across the broken ground. Sam dropped to one knee, breathing hard. His arm was bleeding. His suit was torn, but he was alive, and so was Riven. She stood beside him, her chest plate glowing faintly. Her hands shook from the energy she had used, but her eyes stayed sharp. The drone above them continued to scan the area. "Threats neutralized," it announced. "Extraction transport arriving in 4 minutes." Sam looked up. He should have felt relief, but something tugged at his chest. They had survived the attack, but they hadn't finished what they came for. Not yet. Riven turned toward him. "There's something I haven't told you," she said quietly. Sam wiped the blood from his forehead. "Let me guess. We're not done running." She shook her head. "No, we're done running, but not done remembering." She pointed back toward the crater. "There's a vault, deeper than the lab we entered. It holds everything the Jirani wanted to hide. Failed experiments, data, memories. Your sister's final message might be there." Sam narrowed his eyes. "Why didn't you say anything earlier?" "Because I was afraid," Riven said. "If you saw what was down there, you might hate me." Sam stood up. "I've seen enough not to hate you, Riven, but I want the truth." She looked at the drone, then back at him. "If we leave now, that vault stays buried, and with it, everything your sister tried to protect." Sam looked toward the horizon. The evac ship was approaching. He could see its lights flashing through the clouds of ash. Then he looked at Riven. "Lead the way." They moved quickly, back into the crater, past the bodies, past the lab, down into a new tunnel Riven had once sworn never to enter again. This tunnel was colder, darker. It didn't breathe like the others. It felt dead, like something waiting. Riven reached a sealed door and placed her hand against it. The metal shimmered, then slowly slid open. Inside was silence. A wide chamber stretched out before them. The walls were covered in stasis pods. Most were shattered. A few still held remains, creatures, half-born, half-human, twisted in agony even. In death. Sam felt his stomach turn. What is this place? He whispered. Riven's voice was distant. This is where they kept the failures. Bodies that couldn't handle the fusion. Brains that broke before they lived. Sam stepped deeper, into the vault. A cold wind drifted past them, even though there was no source. He spotted a glowing panel on the far wall. A control unit. He walked toward it. Riven stayed back. Sam placed his hand on the panel. It scanned his DNA. Then it spoke. Maya Carter confirmed. Sam froze. His sister's name? The panel shifted. A new chamber opened behind it. Inside was one cryopod. Still sealed. Sam stepped inside, and then he stopped. Inside the pod was nothing. It was empty, but beside it, on a pedestal, sat a small container, and beside that, a message. He picked it up and played the audio. His sister's voice filled the room. Sam, if you're hearing this, then I'm gone. But I need you to know, I didn't die in battle. I chose to stay behind, to shut this place down. The things they did here. They broke every rule of nature. They used pain as fuel, turned lives into weapons. But I found one light in the darkness. Her name was Riven. She was the only one who chose kindness, even when she didn't understand it. I gave her a second chance, just like she gave me something too. A reason to believe. Sam, if you're with her, trust her. She's proof that peace is possible. And if you're alone, then forgive me for not coming home. The message ended. Sam stared at the empty pod. He felt hollow and full at the same time. Behind him, Riven stepped forward. I told you, this place would change things. Sam turned to her. You were right. But it didn't change what I think of you. She looked away, struggling to hide the emotion in her eyes. There's something else, she said. My core. It was never supposed to last this long. It's already overloading again. Sam's heart sank. I thought we fixed it. We delayed it, she said. The only way to stop it now is to remove it. He stepped closer. What happens if you do? I die, she said simply. Sam shook his head. No, we'll find another way. There is no other way. Her voice was calm, but her hands trembled. Then she pulled something from her side, a small silver rod. She handed it to him. This can remove the core safely. It will save your life. Sam held it tightly. And, what about you? I was never meant to survive, she said. But you were, and if you carry her memory, then she survives too. He stared at the rod, then at her, and made a choice. No. Riven looked up. What? I'm not letting you go. We walk out of here together, or not at all. She tried to argue, but he cut her off. You're not a weapon anymore. You're not an experiment. You're someone my sister believed in. That's enough for me. Silence filled the vault. Then behind them, the comm crackled. Evac transport ready. Final call for retrieval. Sam helped Riven to her feet. They turned their backs on the vault, not to forget, but to carry the truth forward, together. The sky was darker now. Ash fell like snow as Sam and Riven climbed out of the crater. The evac ship hovered above, its engines rumbling like distant thunder. The drone guided them, green light blinking, counting down the final seconds before departure. They walked slowly, not because of the distance, but because of the weight of everything they had seen. The vault, the experiments, the truth about his sister. Sam felt it all pressing on his chest. Riven was quiet beside him. Her steps were shaky. Her core flickered, like a dying flame. But she didn't complain. She didn't ask for help. She just kept moving. As they reached the landing zone, the evac ship lowered its ramp. "Welcome, Lieutenant Sam Carter," the onboard AI announced. "Please enter the vessel for decontamination and medical assistance." The green light scanned Riven. Unidentified Jirani lifeform detected. Recommend termination. Sam stepped in front of her. "Override that. She's with me." "Confirmation required from Central Command." "There's no time," Sam growled. "Her core's unstable. She's not a threat. She's the reason I'm alive." The drone hesitated. Then the AI replied. "Override accepted. Temporary clearance granted. Medical Pod 1 activated." The ramp extended fully. Sam helped Riven up, but as they stepped onto the ramp, the ground shook. Not softly this time, violently. Sam turned. A pulse tore through the ash cloud, a shockwave that knocked the drone off course and rattled the evac ship. The engines screamed. Then it appeared, towering, twisted, a hybrid but not like the others. This one was enormous, over 20 feet tall. Its limbs were fused with machine parts. Its eyes were glowing red. Its face had no expression, only emptiness. Sam stared in horror. "What is that?" Riven's voice was barely a whisper. "The last guardian, the final failure." The creature stepped forward. Each step cracked the ground beneath it. Its body pulsed with unstable energy, just like Riven's core, but corrupted, broken. It had once been human. Part of its chest still wore shredded Earth Fleet armor. Sam read the name etched into a ruined plate. C. Grant. He recognized it. Commander Grant. His sister's old commanding officer. Presumed dead 5 years ago. Sam's stomach turned. "They turned him into this." Riven nodded. "He volunteered. Said he'd become the weapon Earth needed. But the fusion was incomplete. He lost his mind." The creature roared. A terrible, empty sound. Not pain, not rage, just hollow. It charged. The ground exploded with each step. "Get inside," Sam shouted. Riven stumbled, her body too weak to run. Sam pushed her onto the ramp and turned around, drawing his sidearm. But his bullets bounced off the creature's armor. Riven lifted her head. "Sam, you can't fight him. He's already dead." "Then how do we stop him?" She reached for the device on her belt, the silver rod, the one that could remove her core. "He wants my energy. My core is the last stable source. If I give it up, he'll follow it. He'll stop chasing you." Sam shook his head. "No, you already said diff. You give it up, you die." She looked at him, her eyes full of something more than pain. "Then let me choose how I die." Sam grabbed her shoulders. "I'm not letting you sacrifice yourself. Not after everything we've survived." The creature was closer now, 30 feet. Its footsteps were earthquakes. Sam thought fast. Then it hit him. "What if we overload it?" Riven blinked. "What? Your core is stable? His isn't. If we trigger both at once, the feedback might destroy him." She nodded slowly. "But the explosion, we can direct it. Use the evac ship's shields." Sam ran inside and pulled a portable energy stabilizer from the wall. He returned to Riven and held it out. "This will link your core to his..." For a few seconds, enough to overload him. Riven took the device. Then she touched Sam's hand. "You don't have to do this with me." He looked at her, eyes firm. "I didn't come this far to watch you die alone." They stepped off the ramp together. The evac ship's AI shouted, "Warning, enemy proximity. Automatic liftoff in 60 seconds." Sam ignored it. He and Riven ran toward the approaching giant. The creature roared again, its voice shaking the sky. Riven held out the stabilizer. Blue light crackled between her and the hybrid monster. Sam aimed it toward the chest plate on the creature. The connection locked. The monster screamed. Riven fell to her knees. Her core surged with blinding light. "Now," she cried. Sam pressed the trigger. A pulse of energy shot through the link. The hybrid jerked violently. Its limbs twisted, its core flared red dot, and then boom. A shockwave tore through the battlefield. Light, sound, fire. Sam flew backward. Everything went dark. He woke to silence. Dust floated gently through the air. He pushed himself up slowly. The monster was gone. Nothing left but scorched earth. He turned to where Riven had fallen. She lay still. Her core was dark. Sam crawled to her, panic rising in his throat. No, no, stay with me. He touched her face. She didn't move. Then a faint breath. Her chest rose slowly. Her eyes fluttered open. Careful, she whispered, just like she had on the first day. Sam laughed. Or maybe he cried. He couldn't tell anymore. You did it, he whispered. We did it. The evac ship returned. The drone hovered overhead. Mission complete, the AI said. Extraction window reopened. Sam lifted Riven into his arms. He looked back one last time, at the broken battlefield, at the smoke and ruins. Then he stepped onto the ramp. Together, not as enemies, but as survivors. The evac ship soared through the clouds of ash, leaving the battlefield behind. Inside, it was quiet. Only the soft hum of medical pods and the distant pulse of the engines filled the silence. Sam sat on the floor, beside the glass pod where Riven lay. Her breathing was steady. Her eyes were closed. Her armor had been removed, revealing pale skin marked with old scars and glowing veins that pulsed gently with fading energy. She looked peaceful, but Sam wasn't. He stared at her through the glass, heart pounding with every second. She's stable, the AI said, but her core is no longer functioning. Her vitals are weakening. Sam clenched his fists. There has to be something we can do. There is no known protocol for her biology, the AI replied. She is not fully Jirani, not fully human. Unknown classification. Sam stood up, then stopped treating her like a file. The AI went silent. He turned away, breathing hard. The ship docked with a larger Earth fleet vessel, the Horizon. Its hangar opened slowly, cold lights pouring in. Soldiers stood ready. Medics, officers. One of them, a commander with sharp eyes and gray hair, stepped forward. Lieutenant Carter, he said, you've been through hell. Sam didn't salute. I need help. Not from me, for her. The commander looked at Riven's pod. That's a Jirani, isn't it? She saved me, Sam said firmly. We wouldn't be having this conversation without her. She's still the enemy, the commander replied. Even if she helped you, that doesn't change protocol. Sam stepped closer. She's more than a soldier. She gave up everything, her mission, her safety to protect someone she was told to hate. She's dangerous. She's dying. His voice echoed through the hangar. Everyone went still. Sam lowered his voice. If we let her die, then we prove everything her people ever feared about us was true. The commander stared at him, then, after a long pause, nodded. 5 minutes. That's all I can give. Sam didn't thank him. He turned back to Riven and activated the pod release. The glass slid open. Her eyes opened slowly. Where? She whispered. You're on the horizon, he said softly. Safe, for now. She tried to sit up, but couldn't. Her voice was weak. The core's gone. I don't have long. Don't say that, Sam said, placing a hand over hers. I'm not losing you. Not after everything. She smiled faintly. You sound like your sister. Sam swallowed hard. She believed in you. She was right. Riven looked at him. I never thought I'd die in light. I always imagined darkness. Alone. You're not alone, he said. You never were. She reached up, brushing her fingers against his face. Will you carry me? She whispered. Just once. Into the light. Sam didn't speak. He simply lifted her into his arms. She was light. Too light. Like she was already fading. He stepped off the ramp, walked past the stunned officers and crew, and made his way through the halls of the Horizon. Nobody stopped him. Some stared. Others stepped aside. He carried her to the observation deck, a wide-open room made of glass. Stars stretched across the sky, and beyond them, Earth blue, bright, alive. Riven's eyes widened. It's beautiful. Sam sat down with her in his arms, letting her see it fully. You wanted to know what peace looked like, he said. That's it. She leaned her head against his chest. I can feel it, she whispered. Warm, quiet. Her voice trembled. Promise me something, anything. If they remember me, don't let them remember a monster. Let them remember the choice I made. Sam nodded. I promise. Tears rolled down his face. Her hand found his. Her last words were a whisper. I was never a weapon, Sam. I was just waiting for someone to see me. Then her body went still. The light in her veins faded. Sam didn't speak. He just held her. For minutes, maybe hours. The stars kept shining. Later, they placed her in the horizon's memory chamber. Not a morgue, not a lab, a place for heroes. For the fallen. Sam stood in front of the sealed glass. He wore his uniform again, but it felt heavy. Beside him, the commander stood silently. I read the files. The commander finally said, Your sister, the vault, the hybrids. Sam didn't respond. The commander continued. The world won't understand this. Not all of it, but you. You saw the truth. She was the truth, Sam said. Not just what she did, but what she could have become. The commander nodded. What do we do now? Sam looked through the glass. Then he said, We remember her. Not as an enemy, but as a warning and a hope. The commander placed a hand on his shoulder. You've changed, Carter. Sam looked at the stars beyond the glass. So has everything else. A week later, a small shuttle flew toward Earth. Inside it was a sealed container. Riven's final core energy. Extracted before she passed, it glowed faintly, not as a weapon, but as a seed, a beginning, a chance to study, to learn, to build something better. Sam watched from the horizon's deck as it descended. A voice echoed in his memory. Careful. He smiled. He would be careful with her memory, careful with the truth, and most of all, careful with hope, because now, he believed, not in war, not in machines, but in something far stronger, in forgiveness, in peace, in love.